Pokemon just announced one of the largest reprints ever, plus something they've never done before. Let's break it down. One of the largest reprints we've all been waiting for was finally...
a historic reprint.
Finally announced.
Don't underscore the gravity of it. This is a big deal.
This is a big deal.
Big deal.
Now, okay. Here we are. Some of you are going to be disappointed in the things I have to say. Some of you are going to be pumped about the things I have to say. And probably everything in between. So let's get into it with some water. I'd have to do the card trick first.
You got it. You're too excited about this reprint.
Let's go water. That's not water.
So I guess we know where you stand on it.
I'm right in the middle. Okay? I'm feeling all the feels with regards to this reprint. I'm pumped that it's finally coming. I'm disappointed to hear that some of these reprints are most likely not going to affect the bubble as hard as we probably need it to.
But I think other things might in conjunction with the reprint.
Yes. So let's get into all the details. There's so much information we need to talk about today. And so there's a lot of info. So you might need to watch this video once or twice to get it all. So hang in there with us. Investors. We're going to get into the details. You're probably already seeing market shifts.
We already are. We're seeing dips.
We're seeing dips.
They're slight,
we're seeing shifts.
They're there.
And so if you're paying attention, you're already seeing changes, okay? No, they're not major. So all of you who are not paying very, very close attention to things that are going on, you probably haven't seen it yet, and that's okay. That's why you're here. That's why you're watching this, because it's okay. It's very much okay. The actual reprints haven't hit anything yet. It's just an announcement. They just hit distribution like less than 2 weeks ago. It just has been trickling down with minor details kind of getting here. We're just getting the actual real facts on how much and how many are going to hit like actual stores. Like last week, we were hoping to release this on Friday, but here we are anyways. So let's get into the nitty gritty, okay? Here are the sets that are getting a reprint. Luxio, Swirlix, and Teal Mask Ogerpon.
Okay.
The sets that are getting reprints are as follows. Paldea Evolved.
Ooh, you're happy about that one.
I'm pumped. Absolutely pumped. And I shouldn't be pumped because I'm mastering this set and have spent way more money than I needed to on this set. And it's getting a reprint, but I'm pumped because this set is a great set. It's a playable set and people need access to it. So I'm pumped for any more Pokemon. This set is overvalued. This set is absolute madness. And I'm totally fine if some of my cards degrade in value a little bit. This set is always going to be super valuable. And this set is amazing. And I can't wait for so many more of you to be able to collect it. So I don't care. Twilight Masquerade. Yes, people, you want that Greninja? Let's go fire.
It's always Leaf. I was going to call Leaf too.
Yeah, well, you didn't fast enough. Just saying. Twilight Masquerade, you want that Greninja. Hopefully more of you will be able to get that Greninja and for a much better price. Twilight Masquerade is getting a reprint. Surging Sparks. Yes, that's right. Maybe I'll finally get another booster box. Maybe not. We'll have to wait to find out. We got two.
The second one wasn't cheap.
The second one cost us way too much money. Please don't be like us.
But at least we got two.
But here we are. Surging Sparks is getting a reprint. Thank goodness. Journey Together hasn't even released. It's not being released for another, 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now?
A couple weeks from now. Has that happened before, where they don't even have a set released and they're already announcing reprints on it?
I am sure there's been chatter of it in the past on a different set, years ago maybe. Recently, maybe. There has been chatter. I think there was chatter around Evolving Skies that there would be eventually a reprint because it was so popular.
But this one's confirmed before it's even out.
I don't think there's ever been a confirmed, legitimate reprint that it's already in the works. It's happening. prior to a set releasing. This is madness, gang. This is absolute
It's like almost a month before release.
utter
It's
madness.
clearly they're seeing what's going on with pricing, and
They know.
trying
And
to.
they're telling people, and this is why they want the information being deferred
Ooh,
and out there as soon
we might
as
have something.
absolutely possible. I think we might have something. Journey Together is getting a reprint, and the reason they want all this information out there because they don't want people overspending. Journey Together is already significantly over MSRP,
If
and
you can
we
even get your
haven't
hands
even
on it.
seen it hit shelves. It's not even going to hit shelves for most people, and I get it. I know we've talked about this, to hold on, and this bubble is going to burst, gang. It's going to burst, and these reprints are going to be a huge factor in that, okay? They're not going to be as big of a factor as we've wanted to, but there's a few things that are going to play at this, and we're going to talk about those things, so hang in there. We're going to get there. The last part of this reprint is Paldean Fates.
Which is kind of out of left field.
But if you are watching what's happening with Paldean Fates, it's kind of interesting. And all of the things we're talking about now, we're gonna put Journey Together aside, okay? I know it's fun news, and Journey Together is a new set, and all of those things, but we don't really know what they're reprinting for Journey Together yet. There's not a lot of info about it.
I'd assume they just reprint everything since it's still
It hasn't even hit the shelves. Yeah.
Well, I guess it'd be printed by now because it's shipping out, but
we don't really know exactly what they're reprinting and to what extent and all of those things. I'm assuming it's going to be a lot of ETBs and booster boxes, but we don't really know all the details about Journey Together just yet, so we're going to put that aside for the rest of this video. I know, I wish we knew more, but that's just the way it is. So with the rest of them, Paldea, Twilight, Surging Sparks, those are booster boxes reprints.
so like a substantial amount of cards.
So we're talking booster boxes alone for the information we've received from the massive distribution conference that was kind of released. So for all of you that are kind of curious where this information is coming from, there was a massive distribution conference in the United States, and that's kind of where a lot of this information is kind of coming straight from. So it's coming straight from the mouth of Pokemon and distribution channels. And so we're talking actual booster boxes. Unfortunately, that means it's not like, ooh,
Okay.
Luxray.
Okay.
We're not talking easier, smaller products like 3-packs and stuff like that.
Stuff to get your hands on. But
like,
if they're trying to tamp down the market, it makes sense to flood with as many cards as you can.
exactly.
And that's how you get cards out fast.
And that's how they can print mass amounts of products very, very quickly and get them out there to card shops. It means that the cost of each actual pack will go down significantly. To give you guys an idea, and I hate saying this right now, but we paid, and thankfully we didn't. Thank you, bulk. Twilight Masquerade packs on average are sitting between $9 and $11 Canadian here in Canada for a 8-pack, a single pack like this coming out of a booster box. So if you go into a card shop right now and they're cracking booster boxes, so they're opening up booster boxes and they're selling individual packs, you're going to pay anywhere between $9 and $11 for one of these.
Madness. Just madness.
Absolute madness.
Just a standard set. That's
and you should be at MSRP paying anywhere between, I would say anywhere between probably $6 and $7. That's what we used to pay.
Yeah, at this point, like when it comes out, it's always cheaper, but then it slowly ticks up in price. But
it might go up to $7.
Yeah.
At most.
This is almost double that. So that's pretty wild.
From MSRP to where we are now, they have doubled in price. Let's go fighting. And so that is absolute and utter madness for a set that's not even a year old or almost a year old.
Yeah, I guess it's coming up on a year.
That is like absolutely absurd. Now, I understand the Greninja wars that are going on right now and people trying to find the Greninja, but this set as a whole is a beautiful set. I love Twilight Masquerade, but that just doesn't make any sense, okay? So we're talking booster boxes, and that's pretty much all we've seen or all we've heard that are being, mass reproduced or are going to be a part of this reprint. Now, the reality of that means, for people who don't have, budgets of like $150 to buy boxes, this is not going to be really a part of you buying, unless you're trying to really master one of these sets that we're talking that are going to be part of this reprint.
But more importantly, that means the singles should go down.
So that's where we're going next. Now, let's just talk about the investors in this field right now and how they're feeling. Now, we're going to see a massive shift in dynamics over the next month. There's going to be a massive sell-off of product in these specific sets, and things are going to be shifting very, very fast. And any of you that have...
Ooh, I think I see some pink.
Oh, I don't see it. Oh, there it is.
Just at the bottom, just creeping through.
If you have singles right now, if you have any product in this space, that it be Paldea, Twilight, Surging Sparks, Paldean Fates, and you have no intentions of keeping it long term, you may want to ditch it right now. And I mean like this second. If you have singles in this space that you do not want to keep long term, you may want to get rid of them now, because come 6 months from now, they're going to be worth significantly less money.
Ooh, unfair stamp.
Unfair
cool.
stamp. That is a very, very valuable. I don't know how much it's worth right now. It was worth a lot of money back in the day. I'm assuming it's just worth more now. It was quite playable last year during tournaments. That's going to be interesting. I'm curious how much this is worth. Unfair stamp. What a beautiful ace spec. Oh, look at those colors.
Pink and green. Love that.
Stunning. Stunning. Hey, well, we got 2 hits.
Yeah.
Out of our Twilight so far.
Out of random packs out of a booster box.
Random packs.
Cool.
That's fun. I won't say no to that.
Sadly, we didn't get to select the packs at this shop. They just pick them for you.
Well, they just come out of booster boxes, so it doesn't really matter.
I like picking.
I know. The editor likes to pick his own packs. Pheasantipity for our rare. So this is the big thing. This is the big news that I think, you guys, if you're going to take one thing out of this, if you have singles, if you have a lot of singles in any of these sets, you need to pay attention right now.
Now's a good time to sell. We're seeing even on our local marketplace, lots of stuff is going up because prices you need to be paying attention, especially in these sets.
They are going to be tanking significantly. Let's go water. And there's nothing you can do about it, because the amount of reprint that's going to happen, no matter how much reprint, even if it was a small reprint, the prices are going to go down. There's 2 reasons for that. And this is where I get this is where the anger of me needs to be pushed down a little bit. Not only is the Pokemon reprint affecting the prices, of course, they're going to be bringing more product into the market. So people are going to open more product. There's going to be more singles available. And obviously that's going to bring prices down. But here is the bigger part, and we're already seeing everyone who's been holding product, i.e. the investors,
scalpers,
the scalpers, i.e. all the people who've been holding product, have been trying to get people to spend way more money than they're worth, trying to get $300 for a booster box of Surging Sparks when Surging Sparks was, at the top of its game, are now slowly bringing their prices down, trying to get ahead of the reprint. So we're already seeing this happen. We're already seeing their prices starting to come down because they're wanting to beat the reprint. And this is what we were talking about a month ago. We were telling you guys so vividly to try and beat that FOMO, hold out. We are going to see so much Surging Spark product hit at all kinds of markets. You're going to see it on Facebook Marketplace. You're going to see it all over TCG. We're going to see product coming out the wazoo, and this is what Pokemon is trying to do. Okay? Pokemon distributors, all of them, they've been saying there's actually not that much product coming. They're saying, yes, there's product coming. There's a reprint coming. The reprint's big, okay? The reprint's not a piddly reprint. It's going to be a fairly big reprint, but it's not a big enough reprint so that everybody would get one, right? So it's not like an absolutely massive reprint.
It's not going to crash the market.
It's not going to crash the market, right?
But,
the market is going to be...
I mean, the market's also really big right now, so I don't even know if they could if they wanted to.
But it wouldn't be to the point where it would get down to MSRP. They've essentially stated that it would be to a point where it would stabilize it, but it wouldn't go all the way down to MSRP. And so I was like, holy moly, like, you're not printing enough for it to go back down to MSRP. I was disappointed to hear that. And then I was like, wait a second, they're not doing that, because if they go down to MSRP, then the product that's already out there, Let's Go Fire, they know how much product they've already printed, and no one has access to it because everyone's holding it because they want the product to go up in price. And then the product that's going to go up in price is just going to keep going up in price. But if they print a bunch more, that product's now worth less. And if that product's worth less, the people who've been holding them are now going to have to ditch them to make their money before that product tanks. And this is what we've all been waiting for. And so I hope that this strategy is going to work. It's going to work like a charm.
Well, they also have outside influence working in their favor too.
Yes, they do.
With economic uncertainty,
which is huge right now.
We just don't know week to week what's going to happen. So
here we go. You know that lovely bubble we've been talking about bursting? We talked about it. There's a video about it. You know, I think we're just about there. And so we're going to see over the next couple weeks. I think we're already seeing it, quite frankly.
Yeah.
We've seen signs of it over the last, since the reprint was kind of talked about.
We've seen our collector kind of stall out after going up like crazy for the last 2 months.
Let's Go Water. And not only that, but we've already started seeing some shifts in pricing. We've seen some surging Sparks cards shift a little bit, which we might talk about a little bit later this week. We've seen some Paldean Fates cards start shifting a little bit, which I am just absolutely pumped to see. Some of these cards are just 2 to 3 times higher than they should be right now, and we all know it. So gang, hang in there just a little bit longer. But if you have singles, in this space, Paldea Evolve, Twilight Masquerade, Surging Sparks, Paldean Fate's a little bit less, because I think they're just trying to make sure that there's enough cards long term in that space. I don't think...
Ooh, okay.
Saraledge EX.
That's a pretty double rare, to be fair.
That is a beautiful Terra right there.
Okay.
Stunning. Hey, we've got one hit in a double. Hopefully I get my second.
In a build-in battle.
You guys know my theory when it comes to build-in battles.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting to see what the market looks like in a month. It's going to be super interesting. Now, we don't have an exact date on when this reprint is going to hit. We know they're already working on it. I am assuming they announced that distribution because they're already prepping to release a distribution. So the distribution that they announced, that was 2 weeks ago. I'm expecting Let's Go Fire. Ooh, every time.
Here's your water to put out that fire.
I'm expecting for things to hit in the next month. And so
right around Journey. Yeah.
Right around
release.
Right around Journey release, because when they release a new set, they're shipping so much product at the same time that they might as well put those boxes in with their Journey Together release. So it's going to be around that time or just after. It's
going to be a lot of shock and awe.
It's going to be a lot of shocking. And so it's either going to be then or it's going to be during that second round. So when new releases happen, which is going to be Journey Together, if they were to do a second round release with Journey Together, it would be roughly 2 weeks to a month after. So these booster boxes are either going to release with Journey Together or a month later. Would be my rough guess. So it's going to be around that time, my time estimate. I think it's going to release with Journey Together, would be my guess. Because I think the market just needs it so desperately. 1, and 2, playability. One of the biggest tournaments happens right after rotation. And rotation happens in April. And so they need to make sure that players can still play TCG, and one of the biggest competitive tournaments happens in April. Let's go Fire. And so if people aren't able to cost effectively build good decks for tournament, and then you've got Worlds in July, one of the biggest tournaments when people are really playing is the April tournament. And so that April tournament, I believe, is at the end of April. Well, they're testing and building decks in March. Well, we're already the middle of March.
And no more yellow borders, so this is going to be a big shift.
Yellow borders are now no longer part of tournament. And so Paldea and Surging, I believe, Twilight plays a little bit of a role. Paldea is a huge part of it. And so is Paldean Fates, by the way, which is why I'm assuming is what they are. Stunfisk! Nice. I got my 2.
You got your 2.
I got my 2.
And you got an illustration. Heck yeah.
And so I think that's another reason why they're going to release with Journey together, because it's prior to this big tournament and that big shift. So that's all my reasons for all of that. Whether you agree with me or not, let me know in the comments down below, because with this Stunfisk and all the other beautiful cards we pulled today, you have a chance to win them if you comment down below and subscribe to the channel. But with that, let's take a look at this stunning Stunfisk underneath the microscope. So cute, yet so angry. Make sure he doesn't paralyze you in that crankiness. Now, can we get some last pack magic?
Let's hope so.
I got my 2 hits I wanted, so I'm a happy camper.
But more importantly, make sure you come back next week to see if you've won today's cards.
Of course.
And drum roll.
Let's go Fire, because all of this news is absolutely fire.
Wow, you definitely were not picking up what I was putting down.
Nope. No, I wasn't. Over my head.
Really? Do I have to spell it out?
Yep, apparently.
Are you going to congratulate last week's winner?
Congratulations to last week's winner, and hopefully you guys agree with me that this bubble bursting is good news, and you let me know in the comments down below. Here we go, Mankey. Ooh. And Gouging Fire. If you want to know more about my thoughts on the bubble, check out my bubble video over here next.